Hey, my fellow crafters. It's been a while. So, since Easter's coming, I wanted to do something with like a picket fence. So I have these 5-gallon paint sticks that I got from Home Depot. And I have them laid out. And then I took the wider popsicle sticks. And I believe I got them from Home Depot as well. And I just cut the ends off. So now what I'm going to do, I have these laid out. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the paint sticks. And then from there, forget where I had this now. I shouldn't have picked it up. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue, and then we're going to glue this down, and then we'll do the top one. And basically, I just want this to look like a picket fence. Okay, and then we'll do the top. Just make sure that it's glued down good. Okay. And then you flip it over and you see it gave it the fence look. Okay. So now I want to paint my fence. And I'm going to paint it white. Let me just get a piece of this so I'm not making a mess. Okay. I'm just using Craft Smart white paint from Michael's. You can paint your fence whatever color you'd like. I've just always been a fan of a nice white picket fence. I haven't really done too many Easter projects yet. I guess this is kind of like the start of the Easter projects here. I worked on a few St. Patrick's Day items, and those I did some videos. Those videos are up too if you wanted to check them out. And I did a Mardi Gras video, which I didn't know, but it went up after Mardi Gras. But at least the idea is there for next year. So, I guess it's time to start Easter. You know, if you guys ever want to share any of your crafts, you know, your creations with me, you know, feel free to do so. I always enjoy seeing other people's projects that they've done. some more paint. So I'm going to paint this and then I guess let it dry while I'm trying to work on the rest of it. I guess you can't just have a picket fence hanging around. Have you guys done any projects where you've done like a fence? If you have, please, you know, feel free to share it. I'd like to see it. It's always nice to see other people's take on either something you've done or something you're thinking about doing. Just trying to get this. I missed a couple spots in between. I'm not too worried about the bottom. I just want to make sure I get the top. The top's good, and the sides. And then maybe what I'll do, I might end up putting another coat of paint on this. I actually think I'm going to. I'll put another coat on it, and then maybe take the sanding square and sand a little bit, maybe just to rough it up a little bit. I'm not I'm thinking about it. I haven't definitely committed to that, but it's definitely a possibility. Have to get rid of my fingerprints here. But yeah, I can see that the wood is bleeding through a little bit, so we'll definitely need a another coat, which is okay. It's just, that's fine. Okay, so let's let this sit here, and then we can figure out what's going on with our the next step. So I already know with the fence, what I want to do is I want to have some of these carrots that I got from Dollar Tree. So I want to include some of these carrots. I also would like to include a couple of these bunnies, these wooden bunnies. I'm not sure how I want to do them. And I thought I had scrapbook paper over here. However, it seems that I do not. Let me see. going to try to do this without making a total mess. I'm not sure how I managed that, but I did. So, let's see here. What kind of paper do I want to use for these little bunnies? I think we'll use this for one. And thought I had another smaller check. Sorry guys, I know. I try to have myself put together before I start the video. However, it didn't happen this time. I really thought I had another buffalo check in here, but I cannot find it. Okay, well, so much for that. I guess I will only be doing one of these bunnies, unless I do them in a polka dot. Which I could do. Do that one. And do this one. Okay, so we can still make this work. Okay. I'm not going to put that up there. Okay. So. Just slide this over. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just trace this bunny here. Okay, so there's one. Okay, and he's going that way, so I want the other one to go this way. I'm just going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to trace it. Okay. Okay, let me get these big pieces out of here. So that works out nice. Right. And before we do any more to that, I just want to do a little bit more paint to this. And that way, while we work on the bunnies, and then it can dry a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so now that can sit. And then we'll cut these out. And what I'll end up what we'll do with the bunnies then is we'll use Mod Podge and to apply them, then to apply the paper to the wood. Usually I try to do all these things before I start a video, but then I feel like maybe you've missed steps. So once in a while to do a video from start to finish, I feel is good, because in this way you get to see everything, every step, you know. And so the bunny doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Because what we're going to do is after we apply it and it dries, we're going to take the sanding square and we're going to go around the edges anyway. So it doesn't have to be perfect at all. I usually end up cutting things a little bigger than they need to be, but I can trim it up with the sanding square, so it's not, I don't really worry too much about it. Plus this way you know that you're getting, I'd rather have it too big than not have it big enough, even though we traced it. So by the time we're done with these bunnies, we should hopefully, the fence should be dry, which will be good. The hot glue gun is already warmed up, so it's ready to be worked. Okay. one helpful tip is that when you're crafting, that you kind of like you try to have everything a little close, because then it makes it a lot easier on you. I mean, I find myself even now where I think I'm all ready to go, and I start working on something, and then I remember that I forgot something, a very important piece of, you know, my project, and you have to get up. But sometimes I find that once you sit down and you're starting, like you're in the middle of a project and you're working on it, it's having to get up is not fun. Okay, so that went on pretty good. Okay, so I'll let him sit there and dry, and then we'll do her. Okay. Okay, so now we'll let them both dry. We'll put this away. And then once they dry, then we can, we'll sand the edges. I just don't want to do that just yet. And this is still kind of tacky. Let me see if I can, see if we can speed up the drying process a little bit here. I'm just going to use a dryer just to help this along a little bit. And I'll also use it on the bunnies to help them so we can get them done too. There we go. So we'll dry the fence a little bit, and then we'll dry the bunnies, and then we'll take the sanding square to both of them, and then we'll be able to do both at that time. Okay, yeah, it's drying that up nice. That off to the side. I just want to dry these a little bit. You don't want to sand anything that's not dry, because it can end up ripping or causing like holes. And then you got to start from the beginning. So I try to make sure everything is pretty nice and dry before I start doing anything to it. For the most part, the fence is pretty good, but I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll do the fence first. And now, it's not that I don't like it white. I just want to add just a little bit of distressing to it. Very little. And I'll go in between our fence posts here, and I'll sand down the edges and spots just to pull off some of the paint, just to give it, like I said, I don't want it to look like a perfectly painted, just painted fence. I want to give it a little bit of a look. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So it's just about to where I want it now. Like I said, it was very little that I did it. I don't even know if you would be able to notice it on the camera, but I just took off some of the paint in some of the areas just to make it look a little distressed. I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look a little weathered. Okay. All right, and then we have our bunnies. So just go around the edge of the bunnies now and just trim them up. Make sure that everything is good now with them, because they're dry enough now that you can take this to it. And it's nice because it just gets rid of all that excess. Now there's going to be some areas on the bunnies or on other wooden pieces that you're not going to be able to get kind of like tight corners. It's going to be hard to clean them up. What I like to do if I come across a corner that I'm having trouble with, I like to take a small X-Acto knife and I go in there very, very carefully. Excuse me, the dust. I go in there very carefully and I clean it out. And that seems to do the trick for those hard areas. Okay. Sorry. Excuse me. So basically what I'm going to do here, I'm going to finish sanding the boy bunny. I'm going to sand the girl bunny. I'm going to use this twine, I believe. And I want to make the boy a little bow tie. Just want to make him a little bow. Just a little bow for him right there. And then, let me see. Maybe let me get rid of this little thick part here. Do a little bow for her. Kind of want to do hers a little longer since it's going to go by her ear. So I don't know if you could see that, but I'm going to put the bow, here she is, I'm going to put the bow here, right there, right? That looks cute. And then he will have his little bow, like a little bow tie right there. I'm going to have them facing each other. And I don't know. The carrots, the carrots are going to go somewhere. I don't think they're going to fit in between them. So if anything, I will have to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this bow here so I can stick it on him. If anything, they might have to go at the top. They might have to go above the bunnies. And that's fine. It's amazing how much dust comes off of this. I'm probably going to start coughing again. I will try not to. Like I said, the nice thing is that it's a pretty quick process. Once everything is dry and, you know, you start moving along, it moves pretty quick. I may come into a couple of spots here, like I did with the boy, that are going to be a little harder to trim. Well, okay. I'm going to take a break from this. I will put the little bow. Yeah. Let me just sand that part of her ear quick, so then I can, it won't affect anything when I'm putting the bow there. There we go. Okay, so let me put this bow on her, and then I will trim up those little areas, those trouble areas. I'll trim them up. But for now, at least this way, so you'll be able to see how this is going to look. So we have our boy bunny, we have our girl bunny. This turned out really cute. And here's our fence. Now where did those, oh. And then here's the carrots. So I don't know. Should we put them up top? I think I'll do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to glue them here. We'll glue them at the top, not all the way up. We'll put them like in the middle. And yeah, that'll work. That'll be nice to have them like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to glue them together. And that way it'll be a little easier then too to place them. And they're going to go there. I think that's nice. Okay. Okay, so then there's the carrots, and there's the bunnies. And then for the hanger, I'll do twine. Just don't want to do that just yet. I'm looking at this. I wonder if maybe I was thinking about a little, like a bow, something in the corner. Maybe not. Let me just leave it the way it is. I like it the way it is. I think that this is good. So, yeah, I'm just going to make a hanger out of the twine for it. And then attach that to the back with the hot glue. And trim up the bunnies. And then it's done. So if you want, I want you to be able to see this, how this is going to look after I finish the bunnies and attach them. So it'll be like that, without them falling off. And then with the twine as the hanger. So that looks cute. It's just something simple. Thanks guys for hanging in there with me if you stayed the whole time. I do appreciate it. It's it is a bit timely sometimes. Anyway, have a good one, and as always, stay crafty.